Hey, welcome to the College Investor Audio Show. We are so honored to have you here listening today. Today we talk about AI again, and specifically, can you use AI in your college essay? Well, 24 admissions offices told us the answer to that question, and we're going to dive in today. But first, anytime you hear any topic talked about on the podcast, there's always an article along with it at thecollegeinvestor.com where you can dive deeper, get the resources, the links that you need to find out more about it. You can always drop us a line, send us a DM, or whatever the other things are on social media. Check us out at The College Investor. Search for those words and you'll find us. Okay, so can you use AI in your college essay? Students today are a little bit worried about whether AI use is allowed in their admissions essays, whether schools use AI detectors, and if an application can be rejected over suspected AI content. Well, as an AI increasingly weaves its way into our lives, we're kind of entering a new phase of college admissions. More and more, AI has become second nature for students in their schoolwork, right? While concerned teachers and professors try to play catch-up with it. These are major concerns, and they bring up issues related to academic integrity, the nature of learning in general, and even fundamental questions like, what is the goal of education? So, these concerns are valid, and they are now front and center in the college admissions process. And as a college consultant, I hear about them almost daily from concerned students and parents, because the freaked out students reach out all the time with questions like, I'm not using AI to write, but when I plug my essay into an AI check bot thingy, it says very high levels of AI. So, I'm nervous. Or this one, quote, I wrote my essay about the hardships of my surgery, and an AI detector said it was 96% AI. Now I'm worried. I don't know what to do. There are extremely important questions at the heart of this, too. Can a student use AI in their college essay or other parts of their application? What's appropriate versus inappropriate use of AI? Do colleges use AI detectors? And if they do, are they even reliable? And central to it all, can a college reject me if they think, correctly or incorrectly, that I used AI inappropriately on my college application? First, what's happening here? All right, so you'd think colleges would be giving us clear answers to these questions, but they're not. They're just feeding the anxiety and concern for students and families as they try to navigate the already stressful and often overwhelming college admissions process. So we investigate. We reached out to the admissions departments of 24 colleges around the country, a mix of public, private, Ivy League colleges, and we asked them the following questions. Number one, what are appropriate versus inappropriate uses of AI to help write a student's college essay? Number two, how can you tell if a student has used AI in their college essay? 3, what happens if you strongly suspect but cannot necessarily prove a student has inappropriately used AI in their college essay? And 4, what happens if you can definitively prove a student has inappropriately used AI in their college essay? Also, do you have any examples of this? So those are the 4 questions we asked, and here are the answers, or lack thereof. They were quite telling. Out of the 24 schools I reached out to, 16 did not respond. Wow, even after sending follow-up emails. That's quite odd, but it also suggests one of 2 things. Either these colleges do not have specific AI policies, or they're just not comfortable putting their answers into writing. Maybe they should use AI to help them. Wink, wink. So of the colleges that did respond, though, here are the major takeaways. Number 1, most colleges do not have any formal AI policy as part of the college admissions process. This is probably surprising to a lot of people, a lot of students, parents, and even professionals. Colleges respond with comments like this, quote, we do not have a formal policy on AI or technology usage. Also, another telling quote, I'm not going to name the university, we currently do not have guidelines regarding the use of AI on applications, thus I do not have concrete answers to your questions. That was it, end quote. And there was only one college, by the way, an Ivy League school, said that they had a set policy, and I quote directly from this Ivy League school, "The use of artificial intelligence by an applicant is not permitted under any circumstances in conjunction with application content." Number 2, none of the colleges who responded are using AI detectors. That's a good thing, right? This is actually kind of surprising, too. It should give some peace of mind, though, to students and parents who are worried their essay will be flagged as written by AI when, in fact, they actually wrote it, and this has happened a lot. Please be aware this does not apply to professors in college who do often use AI detectors, as one admissions officer made very clear to me. All right, the third response, I should say, college admissions officers can generally tell if AI or others, like a parent, wrote the essay. As a college consultant, I read close to 100 college essays in an application season, and I can usually tell when parts of a student's essay don't really seem to have been written by them. College admissions officers read hundreds, if not thousands, of essays each year, so hearing this was really no surprise at all. This alone should give any student pause when considering if they should use AI inappropriately in their college applications. The fourth thing we'll talk about today is actually most colleges are kind of okay with some use of AI. In general, the colleges that responded, and again, there were only 8, I wish there were more, but they did say that appropriate use of AI included brainstorming, grammar review, and some minor polishing of an essay. But even in these answers, the colleges were not consistent, which would only seem to feed further confusion. Am I right? The Ivy League schools, though, seemed to take the most harsh stance against AI. That makes sense. For example, these just 2 quotes. The first quote is, "Appropriate uses of AI include tasks such as brainstorming, generating prompts, or questions for self-reflection, outlining, or editing for clarity and length." End quote. Also, quote, "Using it for grammar and structure can be similar to using spell check. However, using it for brainstorming may give students ideas or prompts that are commonly used or suggested." End quote. 2 Ivy League universities responded more harshly, suggesting they didn't think any use of AI was appropriate. And I quote, "We do ask that students write their college essays independently without the assistance of other individuals or technology informing their thoughts or drafting the words expressed in their application." End quote. The fifth thing I want to talk about today is colleges are willing to reject applicants who misuse AI, keyword there. Although this is quite rare, some of the colleges made it clear that they could reject students outright if it was proven. That's the other keyword, proven. They used AI inappropriately on their college applications. And I quote, "If we were able to conclusively determine that an applicant had violated expectations of academic integrity, the situation would be taken seriously. In severe cases, it could affect an admissions decision." End quote. The sixth point, and this is the most important one I want to bring up. Students need to bring their authentic voice. More than anything, these colleges made it very clear. They want to hear a student's authentic voice in their essays and throughout their application. As a college consultant, this is what we tell our students repeatedly. So it was good to hear these admissions officers actually reiterate what we're teaching. Writing in a student's authentic voice is usually the most challenging part of the college essay writing process. As high school students are used to writing history papers and analytical essays about a novel they read, as opposed to being introspective and reflective about themselves, their values, challenges, and goals. So here are some of the most telling comments these admissions officers made about the importance of an authentic voice in a college essay. And I quote, actually there's several quotes here. The first one, "Because AI tools do not truly know the student, essays written primarily by AI tend to lack authenticity, depth, and the human perspective," makes sense, right, "that personal statements are meant to convey." End quote. Quote, "We simply recommend students to show their authentic selves in the application. The purpose of the essay is for us to understand the student as an individual, so outsourcing that substance is not appropriate." And the last quote, We do read every single essay submitted, so our number one piece of advice that we give students is to not focus on it being perfect, but rather make sure it is written in their own voice. The grammar, spelling, etc. is not our primary concern when reading essays. The value of essays comes from the content and how well they allow us to get to know the applicants. End quote. And that is my favorite one. Let's conclude our show for today real quick. It's really crystal clear here that college admissions departments, just like teachers, professionals, and the rest of the educational community, for that matter, and society at large, are still grappling with the changes that AI is bringing. For college admissions officers, though, at least one truth remains unchanged. They actually want to hear a student's authentic voice in their college application. That's it. Mic drop, but never drop a mic. While I would argue there needs to be more transparency from colleges regarding their policies for AI or lack thereof, it is clear that for the most part they agree that limited use of AI, like for brainstorming or grammar review type stuff, is acceptable. Anything beyond that crosses a line, both ethically and practically, as essays with heavy AI use can lose a student's authentic voice and in the worst cases result in outright rejection from the college. That is our show for today. I hope it was helpful for you and it cleared things up just a little bit. Mostly the main deal, just be you. I just want to hear from you. That's all. Forget artificial, I want real. So if you want to find out more, you want to dive deeper into everything we got, the resources we're sharing, it's all inside this article at thecollegeinvestor.com, where you can find a treasure trove of everything that has to do with money for you. We can also help you along in any part of the journey that you have. Just drop us a line, send us a note, whatever, on social media. Just search for The College Investor, and you're going to find us pretty much wherever you are. Thanks again for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.